Hi friends, welcome back for another message from Spirit. What do you need to know right now? This is a pick a card reading, what you will be overcoming within the next 6 months. There are 3 piles to choose from. The first one will be Sunstone. The second one will be Pyrite. And the third one will be Kyanite. And I'll show these to you again real quick so you can decide on which one resonates with you the most. So again, there's Sunstone for pile number 1. Pile number 2 is Pyrite. And pile number 3 is Kyanite. Maybe you resonate with all 3. Maybe there's a message for you in all 3 readings. All right. Remember that this is general. Take what resonates and leave the rest behind for somebody else. Swap the roles to how you see fit. I can say it's a he and it could be a she. Time is fluid. I can say that it happened yesterday, but it hasn't happened yet. You know your situation better than I do, so you put your peoples where they go. You know the drill. Okay? And everything that you need to know about me will be listed in the description box below. All right, pile number 1, let's get started. You chose Sunstone, and I'm using the Astro Matrix Tarot. Okay, pile number 1. So I'm picking up on an energy here where you have had to overcome quite a lot, especially mentally. There's a lot of patience that's had to be learned here. You've had to observe a lot. There's a lot of information that you've had to take in. But with all this, you've learned to have a lot of wisdom. There's a lot of instability that you've had to overcome as well. So this could be feelings of not being worthy enough for something, or just enough in general, having the skill set. You may have grew up in poverty, or just having to focus on money a lot, like financial instability. Because there's a lot of like money matters that it's like programming, the way that you're programmed to think about money. Like you've had to shift a lot of that. There's also energy here where you've had to overcome being indecisive in a lot of situations. You know, there's a lot of confusion, of not really sure what to see, how to move, what to do. But overall, you gain the patience and the wisdom needed to make decisions based on logic, you know, like there's a lot of strategy here. You know how to use the data and the information that you've accumulated, the things that you've learned, to take action. There's a lot of control tactics here, so I'm not sure if just you've had to deal with other people trying to control your money situations, or they just control the way that you think about something. There's just really controlling energy here. And it could make you feel really guarded and hard to be vulnerable, or putting yourself out there, going for things, having that confidence, trusting what it is that you know, being very self-assured. There's a lot that you've had to overcome there. Especially with speaking up for yourself, expressing yourself. There's a lot of repression here too, so it kind of seems like you've been held back in a lot of ways. You could be maybe a late bloomer, or you kind of feel like maybe you got started a little bit later than others. It's just because of all these extra hurdles that have been here. This has a lot to do with like a family system, or the way you grew up, or just the situations that you've had to overcome in general, especially when it comes to like finances and work and the financial instability. There's also been like a lot of things that you've done that maybe you thought it was for you, but it just wasn't it. It just wasn't working out. It wasn't really in alignment with what you wanted or what you thought you wanted, or it didn't look the way that maybe you thought it was going to. So there's been a lot of like having to adapt. So you have this, another really great trait that you learned along the way, and that's something that's helped you overcome obstacles, is your adaptability. Maybe you've had a lot of different careers, you just have a lot of different skill sets, so you really had to use those resources or pull from that to kind of help you overcome those things. There's also like a lot of this like chirping, there's just a lot of this just noise, and it kind of feels like it's from outside sources. So there's a lot of information that you've had to sift through to kind of see, what is it do I believe? Am I really in alignment with what it is that is being said about this? So maybe careers that you've chosen or what it is that you really want to do is very non-conventional, or it's not very traditional, right? And it can, it's got people talking. So I'm not sure if this is other people like talking you out of it, or if you're talking yourself out of or you've talked yourself out of it, but this is something that you'll be overcoming as well. So there's a lot here about your intuition. You're extremely intuitive. You end up finding a clear solution in problems, and that's the thing about you. Like with all the wisdom, all the different things that you have learned in all the different career sets or the different skill sets that you have or the situations that you've been through, you've learned to find solutions. You're like a problem solver. You're really great at solving problems. And another really great asset is the patience that you have learned, because it was something that had to been learned, this patience. Because there's like this need, like this rush. I'm feeling this rush. I'm not sure if it's just this like coming from some sort of financial instability or financial hardship or poverty, and that's something that you've had to learn is patience. And within the next 6 months, you're going to be becoming some sort of mentor, You're either going to be becoming a mentor. There's a mentor coming in to help you with this next phase, with this next cycle. Or even both. You could be getting some sort of mentor and you're going to be mentoring someone else. You could have a very alluring, magnetic type of energy. It's like your intelligence really draws people in. People get very attracted to your mind. So there's a lot about you being this genius with something here. Like you're really smart. You're really good at problem solving or creating solutions for other people's problems. Maybe you're really good at sales, or maybe it's not very entrepreneurial type of energy here. And I do see people being really jealous of you. So it's just jealous of this intelligence, jealous of all these different skill sets that you have. You can be a really quick learner. You pick up on things easy, and there's just this adaptability that's here that people seem to be really jealous of, the way that you can adapt to situations very quickly. There's a lot about how you can blend too, so you could get along with anybody, and not that you're meant to mingle and be friends with just anybody. You can blend. You can get conversations started with just anybody. So there's a lot about networking here. You're really great at networking. A lot of 444. So there is a lot about the stability showing up. And then there's a lot of 1111. So I feel like you have a really strong connection to spirit. So here's this intuition coming back out. You're really good at seeing patterns in things too, or picking out patterns. You have been through so much different ways of finding personal growth, personal development. Maybe you're a personal development junkie. But it's like you are constantly looking and learning how to be the best and highest version of yourself. What's going to take you to that next level. And that's what has you overcoming a lot of the obstacles within the next 6 months. All right, let's pull from the Tarot Pile one. Best and highest messages here. Page of Swords. So you do. You have a lot of people that are spying on you, that come to check up on you. All these birdies. Here's all this like chitter chatter, this noise in the background. So there's a lot of gossip over what it is that you're doing or how you overcome things. You know, it's like people kind of get upset that they have to follow your lead, you know, or that you always have an answer for something, or that you are so adaptable. There's a lot about you that like, you're always willing to learn. Like you love to learn new things. But that's really like a really great quality to have, because you being able to learn all these new things or being in an energy of wanting to learn new stuff all the time, you know, you're always gaining new information to help you succeed with something or be that problem solver. High Priestess. Lots about this intuition, like your knowledge. You're like a genius. Look at the little apple, you know. So you have a really strong connection to spirit. You could get a lot of downloads and insight. So not only are you intelligent, like you already, you know, you have this knowing. So you could be clairvoyant or claircognient, or just your spiritual gifts in general. You know, you could have all the psychic abilities, but there's just like specifically with like what it is that you know and how you use that and how it is that, you know, you hear spirit. Got the Six of Cups, the Nine of Cups. So there is a lot about this past, something that you've had to overcome. So it's almost like there's a lot that's been projected onto you, or someone had like a set path for you, or there's something about maybe you even had to take care of others at an early age. And it's been difficult for you to channel that energy into yourself. So taking all that investment and that effort and that love that you had to use to nurture maybe a family at an early age, or even maybe just a parent or grandparent, or maybe even just having to be out on your own early, you know, it's like you've had to really learn how to find emotional fulfillment in things that you actually want to be doing, rather than things that you have to be doing for, like, you know, getting in the state of survival, you know. We have the Nine of Pentacles here. So there's a lot about this self-made, self-taught, self-built, all these different skill sets that you have. That's what's brought you this stability. That's what's giving you this growth here. Now we have King of Wands. And there is a lot of confidence, empowerment that you've had to come into here. You know, I don't feel like you were always this confident, feeling empowered. Kind of like, damn, I'm getting like this very restrictive, held back, having to come from almost nothing. So there's a lot of this like self-built, self-made energy here. But you've had to be a King of Wands. You know, you had to learn how to carve your own way and be confident and just stay focused on what it is that you desire and really go for it. So I'm definitely talking to like a go-getter, and that is definitely something that's helping you overcome obstacles. So you're definitely adapting and overcoming a lot of situations over the next 6 months. There's this wit, this movement. taking fearless actions towards things, especially when you have the information and you know how to be patient. You know how to gather the data. You know how to gather the information before you make moves, you know, and that's something that helps you in the long run. Five of Cups in reverse. You don't have a pity party either. You're not somebody that sits around and feels sorry for themselves. You don't get caught up in the loss of things or feelings of unworthiness, at least not anymore. Maybe you did at one point in time, but there's a lot that you're overcoming when it comes to that. Like, you don't get caught up in that, the misery and the loss of things. You really take charge, right? Here's that adaptability energy coming in again, where you really take charge and try to stay positive, you know, try to stay logical about things rather than emotional. So there is this way that you're really good at emotionally detaching from things, which has really been helpful. There's Cups and Swords here, so there's a lot of emotional things that you've had to overcome, but you've had to learn how to detach from your emotion on it and not dwell in those. We have the King of Pentacles. This is what's bringing you all this success. You know, there's so much maturity here. Like, there's all these kings showing up. King of Swords, King of Wands, King of Pentacles, you know. So there's a lot of maturity. There's a lot of growth here. There's a lot of expansion. You've learned to be practical. Something about numbers and data. So there is, like, you'd rather look at numbers and data than, you know, what it is that it's making you feel emotionally. But you're also really good at listening to your intuition. Like, it's like once you get like a knowing or that urge or that feeling, like, you know to trust it. So there's a very like trusting energy about you, especially when it comes to like being led by spirit or what it is that your intuition tells you to do. There's a lot of wisdom showing up here too. So I know that you know, all the experiences that you've ever been through, you've used it to help you learn and to grow and to be successful. And you will be even more successful. A lot of like material gain. So that's just with finances, abundance. A lot with the finances. And there's a big entrepreneur energy. So you go either be like the boss of the company or you're owning a company. So we have Justice, Eight of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. So here's this balance, you know. There's something, yeah, you're really lighthearted. You don't get caught up in the emotions of something. There's lots about being logical, finding a truth. It's like you look at the facts of something. Maybe you're starting a law practice. There's a lot like lawyer energy here, or private investigator maybe, or maybe you're just really good at finding, you're just so good at having this information or finding information. That's about this intuition too. But you're also a truth seeker, a truth teller. There's something very honorary about you, or there's something to honor about you. You know, it could just be all this hardship that you've overcome here. We have the Ace of Swords. So lots about victory and success. Everything that you've conquered, everything that you've been through has led you up to the success that you're coming into. This victory. It's a yes. It's a green light go. It's confirmation that you'll make this happen. Whatever that is. This career that you want to be in. This business that it is that you're starting. And then the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, you just stay focused, you know, and you're really good at doing that. Like cutting out all the ish from everything and get super focused on what it is that you want to create, and that ultimately you have growth with it. All right, pile number one, I hope that you found a message that resonates with you. Thank you again for your time, your love, your energy, and support. Everything that you need to know about me will be in the description box below, like how to get some of my own decks that I have, like the Lady Leah Love Messages, Love Oracle, the Connected and Protected Oracle, or the STARSEED Situations Oracle. I have my private readings listed down there, and my private services like hex and curse removals, cord cuttings, manifestations, those sorts of things. Hi, pile number two. This is the Pyrite pile, and I'm also using the Light Seers deck. All right, pile number two, let's hop into this reading here. Okay, so I'm picking up on an energy here where there's a lot about you that's established. You're a very loyal type of person, whether it's just loyal to a cause, loyal to a purpose, loyal to yourself. There's just a lot of loyalty here. There's a lot about you meant to be successful. There's a lot that you've had to overcome. There's a very self-grown, homemade, built from the ground up type of energy here too. There's a lot about you that's miraculous, or you experience many miracles. It's like Spirit's always showing up for you, especially in times of need. You know, it's like ask and you shall receive here. There's also something that's very healing about you. You know, there is a lot about you. We're definitely meant to be successful, especially in a spiritual way. There is a lot that suggests that you have an incredible connection with Spirit. You get a lot of downloads here. You're extremely intuitive, and there's a mystery about you. Like, people are constantly trying to figure you out. People can't put their finger on it, you know, but people want to know more always about you. There's this very intriguing energy here. There is so much that you've had to overcome, though. There's lots of deaths and rebirths that you've had to have in your life. So there's lots of cycles. There's lots of transformation. And this is like multiple different times where you've had to hit rock bottom, or, you know, there's these big energy shifts where it's like something, it's like abrupt endings. There's just this divine intervention constantly happening, or there's something here that's constantly pushing you out of your comfort zone. You're like constantly asked to be pushed out of your comfort zone in really big ways. You know, you've definitely had to distance yourself from people, places, and things that don't have your best interest at heart. But that is what has you overcoming obstacles within the next 6 months. You know, that's what has you in this energy being a success. And keeping this mystery about you. You know, it's important for you to stay hush-hush about things, about your plans, about what it is that you have going on. You know, you could be in the public eye, on a platform, or there's a lot about you being this mentor, this leader, but it's also an energy here where, like, not everybody's meant to have access to you. It's like everything you touch turns to gold. So, like, even people, places, and things, even people who don't have your best interest at heart, like, you know, them just being around you, you have helped them grow, you help them be successful, whether that's just your knowledge, or you being an inspiration, or, you know, you just investing into them at all. You know, so it is important for you to keep your distance from people, places, and things that don't have your best interest at heart. And it's probably been difficult for you to distance yourself from people, because there's a lot about you being very nurturing and very healing, and you want to be nurturing and healing, like you want to help people, but it's about your knowledge and your insight, and not everybody is worth that. So there has been a lot about you having to learn, or maybe you're learning a lot about your self-worth and having to expect the unexpected, but using that to your advantage in a lot of ways, and that has you overcoming a lot of obstacles as well. You have this fire, this drive within you too. So even though that, like, you've had to start over, there's a lot about you, you know, having to hit rock bottom and start from scratch over and over and over again, or, you know, you're just getting beat up by life. There is this inner just fire in you that you never give up. You always keep going. You always put your best foot forward, or you find the positive in the worst of situations. You know, there is something about how you can alchemize the energy and turn it and spin it around and mold pain into this beautiful thing. It's like you use it to fuel your fire. So that's really amazing. There's a lot of spiritual protection that is surrounding you as well. You're very, very protected. So even though you've had to go through hardships, you know, it's always been to help you be this resilient being that you are, this you know, spiritual warrior, this spiritual gangster that you are. And you're very inspirational. There's a lot that you have yet to share with the world in this way of being a leader and being healing to others. So you could even find yourself being somebody who shares a lot of their experiences and their hardships. And there's a lot about people taking that and using that as inspiration, and it motivates them to do even better with their lives, so you just being this empowered cosmic warrior, there's just this energy here. You're a fighter. You don't give up, like you have some sort of like work ethic, or there's this drive, this determination about you that really helps you overcome anything that is set in your way, whether it's in the next 6 months or whatever is to come your way. And you're meant to be this leader, though. You're meant to share these experiences and be this inspiring light to others. And, just to help them grow. It's like the light shines on you, but your light shines on others. So you're an incredible inspiration. Let's pull from the tarot. Okay, Spirit. All right, pile number 2. You're alchemist, a master manifester. Now, what I tell you, you're really great at taking all the different pain, all the different lemons life has thrown you, and making lemonade. You turn this pain into beauty, or you cultivate it into this thing that fuels your fire, fuels your determination. I can will it, I do. Oh, I can do it, I will do it. Can't stop, won't stop type of energy. Temperance. There's a lot about your divinity, and there's a lot about a balance here. So there's a lot that you've learned how to use to your advantage. You can see the light and the dark. You can see things from both sides. Ace of Cups. As you attract a lot of emotional fulfillment. Look at this. You have this heart. A heart of gold. So it's just this love for life, this love for yourself, this love for what it is that you do. It's such an inspiration to others. Got the Four of Pentacles. It is very careful about what it is that you invest time, love, energy, effort, and money into, or just investment, period. It's important for you to make sure that you're stable in your own energy before you start giving to others or paying attention to others. And it does kind of seem like it's been challenging to get other people to give to you what you give. Because you have this heart of gold. Like, you would give the shirt off your back, even in all these hardships. It's like you don't want other people to experience the hurt, the pain, and the hardship that you've experienced. But it seems to be hard for you to get the same love or the same energy in return, and that can even cause you some sort of confusion. We have the Two of Swords, where you may get a little bit confused. Is this where I need to be? Is this where I need to stay? Should I give to this? There's a lot that maybe you even choose not to see. You want to see the best in others. You want to give them the benefit of the doubt. You have such this positive mindset, even through all the crap that you've been through. And then we have the Moon. Yeah, there's this lack of clarity here. Or the things that are hidden and unseen. Or it's like you make a choice to turn a blind eye to people who may be hurting you or taking advantage of you. So there is a lot about, what's going to help you overcome hardships. And at least the next 6 months to come is really putting distance between you and people that just don't have your best interest at heart. Because you're meant to be this huge success. I'm saying, in the public eye, some sort of speaker, motivational speaker, or healer, or teacher. There's a lot of people that are going to be looking up to you. So it's important for you not to waste your resources and this amazing light that you have on people that are not going to use it in the best way. Five of Swords, Five of Wands. So there is a lot of conflict here. You have been beat up by life here. Oh my goodness, there's so many different hardships that you've overcome. People are constantly in competition with you. People are constantly trying to find ways to win over you, or maybe talk over you, or keep you unseen and unheard. It's like people are constantly trying to fight you or just cause this conflict or bring you this drama or argue with you about things. You know, you have it is just a lot there. A lot of this conflict. And it could be like everybody else being around you, or you not wanting to leave people behind, or you not wanting them to experience the things that you've experienced. You know, you have this internal struggle of like having to leave them behind, you know, but you have to understand that they're clinging onto you for dear life, you know, and that's not a good way of being. Like, they have to learn their lessons too, the way that you learned it, you know. So there's a little bit of tough love, like Spirit is saying, you know, you went through tough love, you know, you went through the hardships and you're still here, you survived. You know, some of these people that are clinging onto you, they want you to do all the hard work for them. You have to let go and let them experience those things so that they can learn too. You know, and then they'll kind of get it. Now that, you know, if you let them fall on their face, they'll see, they'll appreciate that light, that determination, that leadership that you have, that way that you just don't give up. They'll appreciate it so much more. So we've got the Fool. This is a lot about this yes. You have a lot of yes coming towards you, or you're getting ready to take a blind leap of faith towards something new. People look at you like you're a fool sometimes just because of how you don't give up, like they just don't get it. Or they feel foolish when they get around you. Because there's a lot about, like, you have a lot of wisdom about you. Or insight. Or, you know, this intuition that you have. You're very intuitive. And you may make people feel foolish when they're around you. You know, it's like you always know where to step. You always know where to go. There is something about no matter what, Spirit's always there to catch you. I have the Knight of Wands here. So here's this warrior spirit once again. You know, you're very free-spirited. You're very go with the flow. What will be will be. I accept this as it is. I'm not gonna let this keep me down. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep trucking. I can. I will. There's also a creativity about you, and this creativity really kind of helps you move through these energies too. You know, like you're really great at spinning things around. You know, this creating something or nothing into something, or, you know, using to fuel some sort of fire here. There is a lot about you dancing to the beat of your own drum too. So you are very unique. You're very innovative. There's a lot about you, how you inspire this in other people. You seem to really want to celebrate life and all life's wins because you've been through so much. And it's a very beautiful energy. And we have the Empress. So there is a lot about this new thing that you're getting ready to birth out into the world. So whether that's a new idea, a new way of being, this is a business, you know, whatever that looks like for you. And it's showing here that you're going to be very successful with that. Just because of this creativity, because of your dedication, because of your hard work, your work ethic, and because you don't give up. Like, it's inevitable that you're going to be successful, that you're going to have this empire or this force or this, you know, long-term success with whatever it is that you're growing here, whatever it is that you're working on. All right, Pile 2, I hope that you found a message that resonates with you. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe so you can come back. Everything that you need to know about me will be listed in the description box below, like my self-made oracle decks, Lady Leo love messages, love oracle, connected and protected oracle, and the STARSEED situations oracle. I also provide private readings. There's a number of different kinds on my website. And also I offer personal services like hex and curse removals, cord cuttings, manifestation rituals, those sorts of things. So if you're interested and that resonates with you, be sure to check that out. Hi, pile number 3. You chose Kyanite, and I will be using the Game of Thrones deck. Okay, pile number 3, let's hop into this reading. So I'm picking up on an energy where you've been through a lot of sabotage. There's a lot of energy of being manipulated here, or gaslit, or lied to, or, you know, a lot of people who have swayed you or tried to lead you wrong, or purposely tried to puts you in a position that wasn't for your most loving highest good, or wasn't in your best interest here. So there's a lot of self-sabotage in that you've had to overcome. There's a lot of, I feel like I'm talking to a generational curse breaker here. So maybe you've had to deal with a lot of like narcissistic type of relationships, or you come from like a narcissistic family dynamic. There's a lot of like scapegoat energy here too. So it's like you've really had to overcome that. And there's a lot that you've had to learn and gain insight on when it comes to what is the truth, like trusting yourself. There's a lot here where you've had to battle other people's egos. And there's a lot about your own ego that you've had to overcome. And it's just because of what it is that you've had to endure, especially up until this point. There's a lot here about, there's a lot of like feeling stuck and stagnant, and there's a lot of like fight that you've had to give. And there's a lot about this communication, like a lot of people have communicated certain things to you, or there's a breakdown in communication, or people have been untruthful about what they've communicated to you. So there is like this reworking. It's like you've had to learn how to spin things around, or really detect lies and deception and what it is that people say to you. Because it's like, I'm not sure if this is with one person that's just really important, this played a major part in your life, or if this is just multiple people, so you've like attracted more relationships like this. But there's a lot about this lies and deceit, the scapegoat energy. You be made like put to fail, or being put in an energy of being stuck and stagnant or suspended, not being able to push forward in something or to grow. Be your own person. There's a lot about this need to be your individual self. So there's somebody who's here who's caused, or there's a situation here at least that's caused you to be unsure of things, uncertain of yourself and the decisions that you make. Your commitment to this growth, to being in this different way, to ending these cycles, to being this generational curse breaker, to not being stuck in the toxic patterns here, is what has you overcoming so many different obstacles. It's like you're coming into this new season of where it's time for a retreat. I'm not sure if you're on a platform in the public eye, or you're going to be traveling around the world a lot. But there's a lot here about you standing your ground and being stubborn in this new way, it's like this new way of being that you're anchoring yourself into. You have a lot of spiritual support coming in to really help you with this too. There's a lot of wisdom that you've gained, or you will be gaining, from all these different experiences of this sabotage or being lied to or led wrong. There's a lot of like spiritual awakening that's been going on here. So whether you're coming into this new spiritual awakening phase, or it just represents all the awakening and patterns that you've had to break and the truths that it is that you've had to see, there's just this level of wisdom here that is just unmatched. And it could even be these people who try to sabotage you. It's like they can't meet you in the old way of being because of the wisdom that you've gained. You can see through the lies and the deceit clear as day. So lots about being committed to this new way of being, this purpose, this journey that you've been on. You're going to be such an inspiration, if you're not already, to so many people on the wisdom that you have to share to others. There's an energy here where maybe you're going to be sharing or teaching others how to break cycles, maybe specifically within these family dynamics. There's a lot about you being protected during this time as well. So it's like once you could get into alignment, or once you're in alignment with this stubbornness, this knowing your value, knowing your worth, this being more self-assured and expressing yourself and having boundaries, you are such an inspiration to other people. And you inspire trust in yourself too. Like there are going to be so many people who trust in sharing their experiences with you. You're a safe place because of your wisdom and the insight that you can give on the experiences other people are having. It is a time to release this power that it is that you found within yourself, this inner power, this inner light. And it's like the empowerment that you found in yourself, the more that you show that into the world, the more that you do inspire that empowerment in other people. You know, it's very this STARSEED, chosen one, generational curse breaker energy here. Let's hop into the tarot pile number 3. Best and highest messages here. Eight of Cups, yes. So things that have held you back, kept you stagnant, things that are not emotionally fulfilling, things that have you drained, you have had to walk away from, or you're walking away from them now. You know, this is a big choice that you've had to make for yourself, to not give to this anymore. It's not what you want. It's like you're sick of being drained. You're sick of giving to what's not helping you grow. You're sick of giving to illusion or lies or to the pattern. Two of Coins. You're sick of being juggled, you know, so that's another reason. You know, you're sick of being stuck in this way, being spread too thin, being told one thing but another thing being done. Just like you're finally like cutting the ish and getting super focused on you, because there is this energy you being juggled. It's like you're being tugged around here, you know. So I'm not sure if you're being put in the middle or if this is like representing that triangulation and a narcissistic family dynamic. But you know, it's like you're always end up being the scapegoat, the one everybody blames, or you're sabotaged, or you're lied on, or there's this narrative that you have to fitting someone else's narrative here. So you're getting super focused on you and what you want, what it is that you want to grow. Yeah, Death. You're cutting a lot of people out. Oh, goodness. Yeah, see, even like Arya Stark in this deck, you know, it's like you have like this list of people who have done you wrong, you know, and not that you're going to be Arya Stark, literally taking these people out, but spiritually you are. Like, you're killing their egos, you know, you're mirroring back a lot of what their own fears and pride and the way that they're vain and their materialism and their self-serving ways and their deception. Like, you're having to make them face that head on in a lot of ways here, and it's extremely intimidating. You know, you're not only are you learning how to put a death to your own ego, and you know, there's a lot of ways you're getting over yourself, and you're coming to terms with a lot of the information that you're learning about why it's been like this for so long, or why you get caught up in situations like this. You know, you're putting an ending to other people treating you this way too. So it's like, yeah, there's this major ending happening here. And here we go again with this, you know, death and rebirth energy. There's so much that you've overcome. You know, there's so much that you've had to shed, and it's just this, you're putting it into this cycle. It's just like this definite stand your ground. It's a hard no, here's my boundary, not gonna happen. Temperance, yeah. See, you're such a healer. Maybe you're a therapist or a counselor or a spiritual coach or life coach, or you know, there's a lot about you helping other people through the same situations that you've been through. You know, you help other people break these cycles and stay empowered in that. And you were such an inspiration in that. It's such a divine energy here about you. You know, something that's very healing, helping people with their own spiritual awakenings, you know, waking up to the truth of things, and overcoming their ego, and finding the balance in life, and understanding that, you know, a lot of these things that happen end up making us better, faster, stronger. How can we use that to our advantage, you know, and seeing the positive even in the darkness. Two of Cups, Five of Coins, and the King of Coins. Okay, so you will be very important to very many people. So there's a soulmate energy here. You'll be important to many people in this. Like, there's a lot about like this mending. You help people find this balance and this grace. There's a lot about you because you have learned how to give yourself grace, especially in the hardship and learning why you've been in this energy for so long, or why you were treated this way, or why you have these feelings, you know, come into light about you being sabotaged or these narcissistic relationships, you know, because you gave a lot of love to these people. You know, there's a lot that you were being drained here and tired out, but you're finding harmony and balance within yourself, and you inspire that in other people too. 5 of Coins. You help people find stability in a time where they felt abandoned. So, you know, there is a lot about it's been challenging for you to learn not to be in the energy where you've been abandoned or felt abandonment, not feeling worthy enough, or, you know, constantly having to beg somebody for the basic needs of life, you know, whether that was actual food or even if it was just emotional care here, emotional availability. And then we have the King of Coins. So there's this wisdom and this maturity showing up here, this knowing your value, knowing your worth. This is really helping you overcome so many obstacles within the next 6 months, if not even longer than that. It's like you really have learned not only to honor what it is that you've been through. There's a lot where you're like creating a career out of it. Like there's just this major thing here where you're meant to be this leader from your wisdom and your maturity. There's just so much here that you have about teaching others about being in the present moment and being grounded with something and being more practical and not taking things so personal. You know, so that's really helping you, or that's something that you'll be learning, if not already started to learn here in the future. There's an energy here of you, even when you're wounded, you keep going. And, you know, this is something that you're just extremely resilient here. So even though you've had these people who have gaslit you, sabotaged you, lied on you, manipulated you, kept you small, kept you stuck, kept you going in circles here, you know, you're still this king of spears here. So you're still this king of wands energy. So there's a lot about this confidence, this empowerment that you're finding in yourself, that you're learning how to not give up in the situation or give in. So there's a lot about you standing this ground with being this visionary leader, or being this dreamer, or you're just determined to not become like the people who have traumatized you here. And this light is really irritating other people's demons. We got the devil coming out here too. You know, so people are really having to face their egos, or when they look at you, they kind of see like where they weren't able to pull the wool over your eyes, or where you are kind of, you know, you can call them out on their ish now. And you're kind of putting them in their place, and you're having these boundaries, and they just cannot stand that this new way, this new being that's this new way of being that you're in right now. And it's just irritating them because they can't have this control. They can't oppress you anymore. So there's just so much here that you are overcoming when it comes to this sabotage, this manipulation, being kept small. We have the Queen of Coins. So there's all this patience that you're learning too. So maybe you're really hot-headed at one point in time, or maybe you were really quick to act on your emotions. There's a lot about this emotional regulation that it is that you're learning. A lot about this getting grounded, this mindfulness, this you are able to pause and kind of sift through the energy here and let things go. It's like you've really learned what to give to and what not to give to, what to ignore, what to cut off, you know. You're very insightful. Oh my goodness. Ace of Swords and Ace of Coins. So all this wisdom is helping you. There's something about you creating this. It's like you could be creating career out of this, or just an abundance, or there's a lot of this spiritual prosperity coming in here. Lots about this long-term generational healing going on. You know, this wisdom that it is that you have, that you've learned, that you carry with you, that you provide for others. And there's a lot about what it is that you're manifesting. Like people cannot just help but to come check in and kind of see what is it that you're doing now, what is it that you're creating now, you know. So here in the future, it's like everybody and their mama gonna be coming back to check up and see like, what are you doing, you know, how have you grown, how have you used this and spin this around, and how have you grown? You know, people think you are like this magical being here, You know, just everything that you've overcome and how you just swapped it on people. Like you have these strong boundaries. You're like this whole new person, and people can't seem to understand that. You know, that you're not this meek, shy person who they can just blame everything on. You know, you magically become this person who goes and gets what it is that they want, or you're the strong leader, you have all this insight, and it just doesn't fit their narrative. They're just kind of like, they're not really sure what to do with that, so they're secretly watching you. Of course, they're always going to be keeping tabs on you, you know. But all right, pile number 3, I hope that you found a message that resonates with you. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below. Everything that you need to know about me will be in the description box below. I also have my links listed down there, like how you can purchase your own decks that I have made, like the Lady Leo Love Messages, the Love Oracle deck. I've got the Connected and Protected deck listed down there. The Starseed Situations deck is down there. I also provide private readings, a number of different type of private readings. And I also provide personal private services like hex and curse removals, cord cuttings, manifestation rituals, those sorts of things. So if it resonates with you, be sure to check that out. Until next time, I love you, I love you, I love you. Love and light.